Hello and welcome to MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. We have the weekend kicking off, yes, with some Friday night lights. Coming to you from Hyderabad. Sunrisers Hyderabad who are hosting the Rajasthan Royals. And the news is that Ajinkya Rahane has won the toss and decided that Rajasthan is going to be batting first. This is only the second time it has happened in this edition of the tournament. I mean, we are only a few matches in. But normally in the beginning, teams like to chase. He said, we are going to bat first. I have with me Mr. Bhattacharjya, Mr. Ajay Jadeja. Hello, gentlemen. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Kapur.
Thanks God it's Friday. Thanks God. The weekend is upon us, which for other people means chill out. For us, it means double-header days.
Coming up.
Coffee, FTW. That's youth speak for the win.
Oh, and thank God that double-header is not like 9 in the morning. It's late in the evening, so it's still
which is okay. Which is your prime hours of operation.
Prime time.
All for us. Prime hours of operation. Prime time for Hyderabad Joy because they like playing at this ground, obviously. They love playing at the Uppal, as they call it. Both the captains said that they would have liked to bat first. Did that seem a little strange to you?
I really don't understand because normally when captains don't know their pitch very well, they like to bowl first, which is what Dhoni did.
Yeah.
They seem to want to bat first. Again, we don't know whether dew is a factor or not. They know something we don't, and
yeah,
I'm just cannot understand it. Rahane, seems to be a strategy on their part. It seems to work for them. I don't know. Teams batting first are also winning more. We saw even Mumbai get across the line yesterday to Bangalore. So it seems to be working for them. So maybe this is the new IPL. 2019 is batting first IPL.
Oh, no, hang on. But last night's match is not over yet.
Still a ball to be bowled.
Still a ball to be bowled, right? I don't know when that's going to happen, honestly. But when it does, we'll let you know.
But I'll tell you something. This has to be the strangest IPL ever.
Yeah.
Because firstly, the bowling end is more in discussion than the batting end.
Yeah.
Okay. Sarfraz Khan has more runs than Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
And Shane Warne is talking about influencing young cricketers. So, man, this is the most strangest IPL.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Shane Warne one coming in somewhere. It has. So strange things are happening, and we're not even a week in, right? It's not even been 1 week. The first match was played on Saturday. Remember, it's Friday today, and so much action has happened already, and all of it is joying on the non-strikers end. So I made a suggestion last night, Joy. I could tell you. I was like, the non-striker should look at the bowler for overstepping the line. The bowler is looking at the non-striker for overstepping the line. And the umpire can just chill out, man, and watch the game stress-free without all you guys just hassling him.
Exactly.
See the rules.
It's the best seat in the house, sir. Let him enjoy it.
They should. I mean,
maybe they can give it out considering how well or badly they are performing. Maybe they can auction it out. Be the umpire for the next match.
Don't give them any more ideas for monetization.
I think it was a year or a couple of years ago when I gave that idea because you've literally taken everything away from the umpire.
Yeah.
The umpire has to wait for the broadcaster to tell you now you can start the over or not.
Yeah.
You took away the line decisions. When he gives somebody out or not out, the opposition captain or the team has an option to, challenge that decision. So literally he's making no decisions. He's only counting 6 balls.
Yeah.
And since we have the IPL and you have these advertising hoardings all over players' body, you can put another a machine there, a robot with advertising hoarding that keeps changing.
So see the number of balls.
Yeah, no, and you have another human, not a human being, but a person there, like
another display.
On the road, a display.
Yeah.
So might as well do that because you've taken it away.
Yeah.
And it starts with, you see, there will be no law in any sport that you'll ever end up being happy with.
Yeah.
This no ball that we're not discussing that, but if you go back in history with this no ball, what happened? It used to be a back leg no ball. So the umpire had a time to see whether he's landed in time or not and then look up.
Yeah.
Then you changed it to the front line.
Foot, yeah.
So, now he doesn't have enough time to look at it and then look where what action has happened. Because he's a human being, he's not a machine.
Correct.
So if you keep changing laws, there'll be no end to it.
Yeah.
Stick to it. Umpire is the final decision. Carry on with the game.
But I like your robot umpire idea. I like
It's patented, by the way.
Have you?
Yeah.
I think we should push it. Which is, 10% for us.
No, because it also has the camera to give you the hawk eye.
It gives you everything.
Yeah, it gives you everything.
And with new age robotics, actually, now you can program that robot to actually give you a, hey guys, stop fighting, or an emotional word and saying, well bowled and stuff.
No, my point is that you have that guy there with the screen out here, with the numbers out here. but also auction it out. There'll be a lot of money, guys prepared to say that I was in the same crease as MS Dhoni.
Yeah.
So it's a financial opportunity as well. Don't forget
That's
that.
true.
I think we're on to something. I don't even think we need to discuss anything else. We've given you the $1 billion idea. We better go and patent it before people who are watching do it. So thank you so much for watching. MPL presents Cricbuzz Live. I'll call my lawyer. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, let's finish. Okay. Apparently, there's another legal clause where we have to finish the show, so we'll do that. Rajasthan have gone unchanged. Surprise, surprise! This was the team last year which said that if we go unchanged, we're all going to get stomach aches, right? So we got to make at least 3.
Yeah.
This year they've decided to go. But I like that idea.
I'm always in favor of not changing the 11 unless you really got a strategy against a different side or a different kind of wicket. What surprised me today is, they won the toss and they've decided to bat first. Look at that side. When you look at that side, who's the main names that you see? You see Ajinkya Rahane, Joss Butler, Stephen Smith, Ben Stokes, or I'll add Sanju Samson in that. And where is he gone? Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the batting heavy side. The bowling is all Indian young players and not, the greatest of the captain, not the smartest of the captain. So you want your strength to be held back and you could probably use it better. The only thing that I can think of is that Williamson is back and he's one of the smartest captains that we saw last year. So probably they want to take that little advantage away. Otherwise, I don't see any reason why they would have batted first.
Still not a fan of Rahul Tripathi at 6. Feel like that's not optimizing his skill. No. He was very good opening the innings at 6. It's tough.
They're struggling as to where do you put him? Because the only guy actually whose place he could walk into is Rahane's.
Yeah.
And if you're playing Rahane at 6 and he's not batting regularly, he's not the kind of player who can be absolutely calm. He's not that bindas about his batting that he can let it aside and just focus on captaining.
Yeah.
So I think you can't put him at 6. Anyone else out there in that lineup, you're not going to push any further back.
Yeah, and you also need that role. It's a specialist role like DK has been doing for KKR. Absolutely. And he has the ability to be that finisher, or he gave himself that skill to be a finisher. So he as a captain can bat at 6, but it is a specialist role.
Yeah.
It is.
Batting even at 5 or 6. It's not just openers are specialists.
Yeah. And openers, you can still be specialists because, every time you walk in, it's the same situation. Yeah. Only the total would be different. You walk in every time, the game's starting, the pace of the game is to be set by you. And I think that's a very important thing which we overlook. Once the game has already gone 8, 10, 12 overs, if it's slowed down, then to turn it around is difficult, or if it's going at a pace that you can't match up. So the skills that I always say about guys batting later in the order is that they should be versatile players, able to start off differently.
Yeah.
It's not how they end, because every player that bats can end quicker or faster than what they start with. But the guys who bat at 5, 6 and 7, you may, and more often than not, you need to start off actually really striking. So if you don't have an ability to start off striking well, then in this format, then you struggle. One day cricket could be the other way around.
But the one guy who has no problem with striking the ball as soon as he gets in is the Rajasthan opener, Joss Butler. Joss Butler has been in smashing form internationally. For the last 18 months, this guy, he only finds the middle of his bat.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think in form-wise, he's probably now, he's in rich vein and he's...
Look at his Bradmanesque average there. It's only 7 games, yes, but it's a Bradmanesque average.
It is 99. It is the Bradman average, actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he's just been amazing. And the thing about it was, he did well for Mumbai, but never really got that regular opportunity in Mumbai that he's getting out here. This is his team. He's taken the best of it. And look, he's only going to get better at this point in time. And look at what it's done to him as a batsman.
Yeah.
From the limited white ball cricket, now he's gone into red ball cricket. He's playing test matches for them. It's just changed him. And literally, if you see, it started from the last IPL. That's where the last tournament. That's where it started from.
Yeah. Harsha told us, actually, I don't know if I should share this information with you, but apparently, Joss Butler did say that it was last year that Shane Warne told him that you back yourself, you can play test cricket as well. So, Joy, he is helping
young cricketers. Yes.
Yeah, he is. Of course.
Setting an example. That's the word.
Positive example. Okay, well, tough man to convince. So I don't need to convince you to pick your MPL super team because you've been doing it anyway. And this is how you do it. It's fairly simple. You go to mpl.live/super team. You download the MPL app, of course. Do that, select today's game. and then, of course, choose a super team and take part in the contest. It really is simple. And if the players are doing well, as you have chosen them, then you could be on our leaderboard. You could also be a hero, IMPL hero of the super team, and your name will be said at the end of the show. And honestly, is there a bigger prize than us taking your name right here? Just take a moment, let that soak in. All right, well, we have some names to share with you about the Hyderabad team because there's two changes in that. Kane Williamson comes in now. Look at the top three here. You've got David Warner, Johnny Bairstow, Kane Williamson. And if the opposition thinks it stops there, no, it doesn't, because then you've got Vijay Shankar, Manish Pandey, and then Yusuf Pathan, who can hit a long ball. Rashid Khan, who's batting, we've seen, of course, in the Big Bash League and of course, for Afghanistan. And he's no mug with a bat. In fact, he is quite a solid finisher himself if he gets the chance. And then you're playing four proper bowlers. Shahbaz Nadeem, of course, who was transferred from Delhi, along with Abhishek Sharma and Vijay Shankar for Shikhar Dhawan. So you see Shahbaz and Vijay both made it to the team, which just makes you say that, well, Hyderabad, when they did that transfer, they weren't just doing it because it was 3 for 1. They were doing it because they were going to use these players.
No, I think once they realized that they are going to lose Shikhar Dhawan,
yeah,
they had made a very careful list of what they wanted. From whatever I understand, there were long and protracted negotiations because they didn't want to let go, especially of Vijay Shankar. But they insisted that if this had to be done, they had to do it. And, well, I think it didn't turn out badly for them, definitely. Yeah. And now, literally what you're saying is instead you're turning around and saying, last year's team, all that's happened is that Warner has come and replaced Shikhar Dhawan.
Yeah.
And they've got Vijay Shankar and Shahbaz Nadeem as a plus. That's in effect, that's what's happened.
And Johnny Bairstow as well.
Yeah. But he was not there, but they picked him up, yeah.
Yeah, so there's Johnny Bairstow and David Warner who are opening. We were talking about Joss Butler, but Johnny Bairstow also with the bat. Yeah. He took that opening position in England, broke that Roy and Hales opening partnership, and now it's Bairstow, and then the other guy has the other guy moves.
Yeah, he's just been consistent. I mean, once he's come in and the strike rate that he goes with. And it just adds to it. It takes away a little pressure of Warner as well, I feel, because, otherwise it was Warner who had to do all the scoring and Shikhar would just hold the innings together, which is what he's doing at Delhi as well. And I heard Ponting complain about it, that we'll get to that team. Yeah. So that it takes the pressure of Warner, and especially when he's coming back. His first game was great, but I'm saying when, as a coach, you'd be thinking, as a player's going to come back, he might take a little longer. So you're easing him in. Yeah. And then you've got a consistency in Williamson, so you have nothing to worry at the top, even if, you lose a wicket here and there. And Vijay Shankar, I think, has added a whole lot of things. Yeah. Just look at it. But otherwise, Manish Pandey has actually been pushed back. Yeah. And Manish Pandey was their mainstay last year in that middle order. Yeah. So it's only been one game, but we saw him come after Vijay Shankar. So which tells you that how highly rated Vijay Shankar is in that game. Yeah. So there's enough batting in there, and Rashid Khan still, we haven't even seen him come out to bat.
I'm a big fan. I want to see him bat.
But also, it's very interesting that they picked over Deepak Huda. They picked Pathan over Huda. And Pathan he's one of the greats of this tournament. What he's done over the last 10, 11 years has been fantastic. But he's clearly at the, towards the fag end of his things. So, Huda is still in the prime, 26, 27 years old, really consistent, has had really good domestic seasons. So, it's very interesting. It's almost as if they're saying, we have enough strength to take it through, but we want to carry Yusuf because the day that we really need him, he can come to the party. If we keep him outside, he won't be warm and fresh and ready. Yeah. I have a feeling that just carrying him at this point in time, because they know they'll need him in something. And in the playoffs, he's the kind of guy who can, do something for them there.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 titles, right? It's 3 titles. 1 with Rajasthan, 2 with Kolkata. Yeah. Yeah, he's got 3 titles. So the guy's got, experience, plenty of experience. And a guy who a lot of people used to think is not a T20 player. And that is such a myth. And we want to bust that myth today. That's Kane Williamson, right? Kane Williamson run fest last season, right? Took over captaincy from David Warner like a fish to water. The season before that, the season of 17, he only got a chance in a few games, right? I think he played half the games.
No, exactly. We did that. Between 16 and 17, he played a total of just 13 games.
Yeah, wow. And he was brilliant, like especially in 17, he was brilliant because he got scores of 80. I think he got a century perhaps, but he was getting the high scores and getting them at a good clip. And we've got some numbers of Kane Williamson to share with you. Let's take away the myth completely with this graphic. It's 140 plus strike rate, 735 runs, Ajay. This is a proper proper T20 batsman.
Yes, and this is his best season.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I look at a batsman when he's probably not had. If he has the best season, if he has a season like that again, how many players in 18 years, or sorry, 12 years of IPL, 11 years gone, maybe 2 players I can think of. I'm just trying to think. How many players have had a season back to back similar to what they've had last year? Very few.
Yeah.
The guys who will have it is those 300, 400 runs wala, and they'll all be at the top. So the strike rate this is the best because last year was fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that is why that whole myth of not being a 2020 player is changing, not just here, but I think it's changing everywhere.
Yeah.
Because now people are realizing it's not all 11 have to play like that.
Yeah.
So what he adds to this team and why he's so important to this team is that he's not the striker of this team, but he's the glue of this team. He holds everybody around him.
Very
and
good.
In that case, if you use him like that, he's the number one 2020 player. But if you expect, say, some team picks him up and thinks that he's going to do what Butler does for another team, or Rohit Sharma is the wrong example. He's probably similar to Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma probably will have a strike rate 40% more than what Kane Williamson.
Right now
120 to 140.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So they're both the glues.
Yeah.
But if you were to ask me, I would pick Rohit Sharma ahead of Kane Williamson.
Yeah. But how have you got Rohit Sharma to this discussion?
No, I'm trying to. I'm
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Put players.
I like your point of saying that he is the glue of this team, because it's not just about picking the players; it's how you use them, and that's so important. And my favorite word of optimizing the skill of the
Wasn't
player.
that a banned word?
No, it's not.
It's not
Optimizing.
out there.
That's his word. He's making the rules.
Okay, hang on. You both have seen cricket broadcasting for decades.
Yeah, okay, fine,
years.
fine.
For a few
I'm
years.
old.
Optimization is never used in a broadcast. I feel it's underused.
I'll tell you one thing. There's one very interesting dynamic you have out here. What's happened? Till 2017, undisputed captain is David Warner. He's the king of all his surveys. Okay, he goes away, he gets injured, he's out, he's gone. Okay?
Yeah.
Somebody else comes in, the guy who's been picked on and off. I told you, 13 matches over 2 years, and then comes in and he makes 735 runs, takes them to a final, which they might even have won, does extremely well for them. Now, in that dressing room, back walks the old challenger.
Yeah.
And now he's saying that, okay, you're not the captain. Not only you're not the captain, even when this guy is not the captain, to make things very clear, I've got Bhuvaneshwar Kumar as the captain.
Yeah.
So my point is that it is a delicate situation. It's not easy on either of these guys. It's not going to be easy on Kane Williamson. It's not going to be easy on David Warner, because both are extremely strong-willed personalities, but they've been forced into very different roles now.
Yeah.
David Warner's role is very different in this team. And if you notice, it's a difficult thing to give up. When the last time he was in orange, David Warner was calling the shots. If you see the last match, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was calling it about half the number of times, and Warner was calling it half the number of times. What happens today? So lots of interesting things to look out for, and that dressing room dynamic will be fantastic.
And an Aussie and a Kiwi, that too. That's amazing. But if there's any team that can integrate after what has happened, if they can integrate a player into their setup, it's probably Sunrisers Hyderabad.
It is, because this is one team that's played like a unit. It's never been a one-man team. Strategies have never been like, looking at just the players. They find players. So when they made that change today, you see how Shahbaz Nadeem comes in and they leave out somebody like Shakib. Shakib is an all-rounder, does well around the world. So they don't look at individuals. They, pick players or different players, and then they look how they will work through the game.
Yeah.
Are they going to be used at the top or not at the middle? The same guy could be useful at the top, but if he's going to bat at the back, then they leave him out. I mean, say Huda in this case, and I would have not left out Huda, that's a different story. But they've still gone in with Yusuf Pathan. They've figured out that Yusuf Pathan, rightly said by Joy earlier, that he's not a guy who's probably, if you leave him out on the bench, he'll be ready when you want him back.
Correct.
So, they've decided if you're going to go with him, let's go carry on with him. And don't be surprised, halfway through the tournament, you might not have Yusuf Pathan, but Huda will still be ready. Yeah. They understand that this is a young man who's going to be pushing around. Yeah. So they understand individuals. They're making a team with taking into account each individual and not asking them to change.
Yeah.
They value, respect what each individual has and use them when they're required, and then leave them on the side.
Yeah.
And they don't make too much fuss. They just go about playing their cricket. The only change that was in the last game was what? From last season. It was the captain. Because the bowling attack was the same.
Yeah.
They weren't used probably as well as Kane Williamson was used.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be back on track. They should be.
And when they get on track, that means that their bowling is spot on. We've spoken about their batting. They bat till with Bhuvi coming in at number 8, you've got safety till number 8. You've got 5 proper bowlers. And then, as we speak about optimization and usage, it's about how you use the bowlers. And Kane Williamson ended up using the bowlers in the middle overs really well. Well, he uses them well and they're fantastic. How fantastic are they, Joy? I'll show you the numbers. Here they are.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic.
7 to 15, right? The magic hour, as I like to call it. They've picked up the most wickets, but their economy rate is better than Kolkata's.
Yeah, and Kolkata really depends upon, it's Kuldeep and Sunil Narayan for them. What's interesting about Hyderabad is they do it with a variety of bowlers. There's Rashid Khan for a bit, who does a bit for them as well out there. Siddharth Kaul comes and bowls a couple of very useful overs out here. You normally bring back Sandeep Sharma and finish his spell out here. So they do a lot of that out there, and it's full credit to them. I mean, they are excellent. They're excellent at not just allowing you to not get away with a great start, but also stifling you in those middle overs.
Yeah, and even if they get away, in the last tournament we saw, even when the team got away to a good power play, they could pull it back.
Yeah, they could. And I think Rashid Khan played a major role in that, because he would keep picking up wickets. He would be used to, at situations when they had to pull the game back. And it's that moment, because it's very difficult to start the start of the game to say which over who should play, which is what had happened till last year. If you see, all the other teams have gone into this, there's almost a list that first over Gaurav Kapur, second over Joy, third over me, fourth over somebody else. But this team, you could never plan. And one mistake, I was just thinking what happened last game. Why was I thinking captaincy wasn't good? If you play Sandeep Sharma, he swings the ball. He didn't bowl the first 2-3 overs. By the time he came on to bowl, the ball was old. So little things like that, which probably we don't see on the scoreboard, but that is what Williamson does exceptionally well. Positive captain, why they pull it back is that they keep going for wickets. So even if you're 60 for no loss after 10 overs, you won't get that easy single. I keep saying, and people who are watching it this year, watch it with interest. Watch the teams that in the middle of that 17 to 15, if a batsman is striking, there's nothing you can do. But when somebody walks in, the first couple of balls or 4 balls with Rashid Khan bowling, there'll be an attacking field. The man at the other end feels that he's going to be bowled out, or he's not worrying about where to hit, but he's worrying about,
survival.
So if you do that, say 2 balls each to 5 batsmen, you're almost 2 overs gone there.
Yeah.
And it's 20% of the 10% of the game. So these little things is what makes the difference at IPL now. Gone are those days where, the major strategies were wrong. All teams are at par. They all have the same computers, algorithms. They've all got the same information in there. What kind of wicket, what kind of form somebody's in. It's about how you optimize their performance.
There you go. His analysis and a bit of my vocabulary. You've got pretty much a robot. Think about it. The efficiency of a robot right here. And of course, added to that, you've got Mr. Joy Bhattacharya's knowledge, his deep knowledge, which he likes to show off about in the Joy Factor question. Over to you.
Excellent. So I have a question today which has some bearing on today's date as well. There's an extremely exclusive club in Test cricket to which only 3 players belong. 2 of them are Sir Garfield Sobers and Bob Simpson. The third is an Indian. Name him.
No idea.
Current.
Whoa.
Current?
Current.
That's the clue, by the way. That's a clue. It's there somewhere. It is. It's current.
Current player.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's given you.
I don't even try, because Joy does knowledge, and the way he puts that question. I'm fascinated how people get it. I mean, maybe because I don't know how to use the Google either. So
yesterday I was delighted and nobody was getting it. Then finally I found out 4 people had already given the answer and seen it.
So Ajay has actually given away his age a little bit by calling it the Google.
It's not just the age, it's the man,
usage,
the usage as well.
It is just like how my grandfather would have said, what is this, the Google that you guys are using?
Google should come out.
That's not true. My grandfather neither of my grandfathers spoke like that.
Somebody like me will, for Google actually, it's a good idea. They should have the voice thing
where
I can ask a question, because I can't type, I can't write.
Are you giving yet another brand solution for free on Cricbuzz Live?
No.
He keeps giving sponsor solutions for free. We got to talk about this. First, we have to register our trademark of the Empire robot.
That's patented, don't worry.
That's patented?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm going to check it right now.
Okay.
And then we've got to figure these things out. So we've got a lot of work to do ourselves. So we're going to go do that. Before that, the guessing game. Who's going to be sitting on the MPL Super Couch? The person who gets it right. Rajasthan Royals, of course, are batting first. How much are they going to get, given the fact that Hyderabad is not a high-scoring ground? It's a big ground. Hyderabad's got some good bowlers. Rajasthan's going to get to 163. I went first.
155.
155.
Oh, it's Friday. My parrot said it's slowing down, so 164.
That's really unfair. You've killed him. You've killed him.
So anything over?
So anything over is yours.
No, because
and his chances of winning are basically 3.
Okay. I'll be nice to my brother. I'll go to 170.
Yeah.
That's the best I can do. See, देखो negotiation इतनी हो सकती है.
I don't know why he's negotiating. I didn't even say anything. It's just, this is the best negotiation ever. I didn't even have
He
to
just likes
emotionally
you.
blackmail him.
You emotionally, that look you gave him, that would have melted the hardest man.
Very chair. So I said, okay, 170, and I'll get it wrong.
Listen, I have till now not sat on the super couch. I don't know. I've lost my form. I used to get these spot on. Do you remember last year when
That
we were doing it?
partnership, you got that opening partnership, 191, he said.
Yeah.
193. Yes,
So-
I said
sorry.
193.
Absolutely.
Exactly on
Spot on. You got
193. How do you do it?
I
I need to see your parrot.
No, what?
You show me your parrot, I'll show you mine.
What?
Yeah.
Tota.
Relax, guys. Relax. We have still got kids watching. There are no animals or birds hurt in the making of this joke.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll be back in the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. And then we will come at the end of the innings on MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. That's all we have time for. I hope I can find my magic touch back again, because after that 193 thing that happened in the India-Australia one day seems to have gone. Maybe it'll come back. See you at the end of the 10th.